Hi, everybody. It's Patty from Giddy Things. Welcome back. Tonight we're going to do part three of the college series for post-traditional students. And I want to talk a little bit, and this is really an overview, these three videos, and I'll get really drilled down into some more specific college stuff in the future, and other giddy things as promised. But I wanted to talk to you about how you kind of decide a general direction. Oh my goodness, direction that you want to go for college. It's really common for people not to have a clear idea. I changed my major 5 times. It's true. And one of the ways you can do that is to pay attention, and I'll link it below for additional information, to an idea Jim Collins in his book, Good to Great, way back in 2001, I think, wrote about, called the hedgehog concept. Now, if you've been my student, this is going to sound familiar to you, but if you haven't, and you haven't seen this covered anywhere else, it might be brand new to you, but it really is the secret to finding the bliss that you want to follow on your journey. And I've got little hedgehogs. This one's got on little earmuffs. I've got little hedgehogs on this, and so I thought that was appropriate. I can't link this below. I'll try to find it if I can. I'm sure it was like a TJ Maxx or Ross or Marshall's thing. But anyway, the hedgehog concept, I'm a little congested, wraps around the idea of a Venn diagram. You remember Venn diagrams? They're the circles that are, it's VENN. I'll link examples below. There's the circles that are interlinked, right? And I don't know how to do that effectively with my hands. Hello. But there's circles that have a space in common in the middle. And again, I'll link an example below, and probably an example with the hedgehog concept in it. The concept is brought about by an old story. It's kind of a fable, and you may have heard it, you may not have heard it. It's about the hedgehog and the fox. And a fox will chase all kinds of things all over trying to find a meal, because the fox has to be kind of cunning and quick and be able to find a meal rather expeditiously. On the other hand, the hedgehog does one thing really well. The fox is all kinds of diversified, but the hedgehog does one thing really well. When the fox comes after the hedgehog rolls into a ball, sticks out those spines, and the hedgehog can't really get that close to the fox to predate, right? To make it hedgehog souffle. So the concept there is that the hedgehog, again, does one thing really well. And the fox just goes all over the place and might be successful, might not be, but the hedgehog just keeps thinking about that one thing. And in his book, Good to Great, Jim Collins pointed out that there were a group of companies, his researchers and he had discovered, that had outperformed their competitors times many times over a period of sometimes 30 years. Walgreens was one example of this. Whether or not that's a store you like or not, that was an example of a good to great company. And they followed one key concept. Okay, so you want to know what that key concept was for Walgreens? The key concept for Walgreens was profit per customer per visit. And so the idea is not to necessarily use the customer coming into the store to make them buy more or to make them want to buy more. And, of course, a lot of stores do that. But to make it convenient, that everything Walgreens did to build their business was to make it more convenient and attractive for people to come get what they needed and find their way home. So, for instance, if you're in a Walmart, my Freudian slip is showing. If you're in a Walgreens and you are there to get a specific shampoo you use, or a specific mascara, or some baby shampoo that you can only find there, you may be thinking about going to a grocery store or a big box store after that. But if you're tired and it's the end of the day and there's milk, and that's what you need, bread and milk and maybe a 2-liter beverage of some kind, you're more likely, if it's competitively priced, to go ahead and do that while you're at Walgreens. And so Walgreens makes it convenient for you to pick up other things. And when you look at Walgreens, they really do have super good deals. And so I'm not monetized by Walgreens in any way, shape, or form. In fact, sometimes I monetize them. But the bottom line is they put all of their energy into their hedgehog mission, their hedgehog statement, their hedgehog concept, which is profit per customer times X, right? Whatever that is. And so that drives their economic engine, which is the third circle in the hedgehog concept. So up here, the first circle and the second circle, and we've started with the third circle, which is income. How are you going to drive your income? And it comes last. That's the paycheck. That's the economic engine. And it comes last because, and here's the secret, you are more likely to make that third circle what you want it to be, the income circle, if you have first done the first two. What are they? The first one is passion, what you're passionate about, what you might do all day long, even if you were independently wealthy, what you love, what you would do even if you weren't getting paid. The second circle, so we've got passion, is getting realistic with ourselves, ability, right? What is our ability? What are we able to do and be the best versions of ourselves? Like you 5.0, right? Me 5.0. I think I'm still probably around trying to get to 3.0 or 2.0. But if you engage your passion and then you work with your realistic ability about what you can be the best at, then the income will follow. And that's one of the things that's important to think about when you are working your way to a new career, y'all, tonight, a new career or a new pursuit of any kind is how can I find something I'm passionate enough about that I have ability to do that then will generate the income. And that can be a good first step when you've made the commitment to return to college is to do that, is to go in thinking, okay, what is my passion? What am I passionate about? What am I deeply passionate about? What would I not mind doing regardless of whether or not I were getting paid? What is my ability within that realm? I mean, am I a football player or am I a sports trainer or a sports medicine person or a marketing person for a sports team? So there's all different kinds of abilities within a realm of passion. That's a good place to start. And I want to encourage you to think about it. Again, I'm going to link some resources to the hedgehog concept in this video, but I'd also like to talk about sort of how that keeps moving in future videos because Jim Collins has all kinds of incredible concepts in the book Good to Great. I don't usually like to read business books, so if it's a business book and I love it, and there are a few I love, it's probably pretty good. And Good to Great makes for a good or great read. I promised did I say I was going to mention skincare? I'm going to. Watch me do it. See if I won't do it. So this is going to be, it has no label on it. And again, not monetized by anyone but myself, right? Here's the thing. This is the basis of my skincare because people have asked me. I am in my mid-50s and I mean, I look at myself and I don't see anything special, but people have said, what do you use as skincare? You know, I want to do a disclaimer first. We look at ourselves and we are our own worst critics when we look in the mirror. We see things that other people simply do not see. I have had, and think back if this has happened to you or look for it to happen in the future. If you've been with a person who's a good friend of yours and they've said, oh my gosh, this thing right here. And you're like, I never even saw that. You noticed that, but I didn't notice it. Because people do that to themselves. They see things and they pick at things that they've already noticed, and other people really aren't looking that closely. So I will share with you that I am going to do either a get ready with me video, a GRWM, or a get ready for bed with me video, depending on what end of the day it ends up. You can probably tell from my eyes what end of the day this is. At any rate, this is, can you tell what that is? It doesn't have a label, right? But on the top, in Sharpie, it says, no fingers, please. And that's a story for another time about the tub of this when I was growing up, but there it is. But this is one of the most important parts of my skincare routine. I learned it from my mother. And again, there's another story behind that to come in the future. I hope that this was an inspiring visit, that you have felt yourself loved throughout the day, and that you get in the habit of, again, as I spoke in the sleep story, of taking care of your inner child. You are so loved, and I hope that everyone who's hearing my voice will go in peace and love to serve others.